Hello everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of Ramble Over, where we ramble over a game for about an hour or so, talking about the game, what we enjoy about it, what we don't like about it, maybe talking about some of the story elements, the gameplay-wise, or maybe something interesting that happened while it was being created, something like that. I'll be your host, Austin, and with me, I have your second host, who will always be here, the Town Drunk.
Anthony.
How you doing today, Anthony?
I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, good. So we decided to kind of do this show because we saw other people out there talking about it, doing different kind of gaming shows where they talk about news and give their thoughts and opinions, and we thought, hey, on the weekends, we're playing games anyways. Let's go ahead and put our thoughts out there. Let's see what everyone thinks about them, that kind of stuff.
Why not play them together?
Exactly. So what are we playing today?
Today we're playing Devil May Cry 4.
Devil May Cry 4. Now, I've actually never played much of the Devil May Cry games. Never been that big of a fan on them. Is this the most recent one, or is there a 5 out now?
I think this is the most recent one.
Okay.
It's the last one that I remember coming out, as far as I know. It has the best graphics it can do. I think it was also released on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 at the time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of aged now. I mean, it's pretty old, but it's definitely still a fun game to play around with. But let's go ahead and hop in.
All right. Where are we at in the story so far here?
I've completed the first 2 missions. I don't know if it'll let me go back to the third one here. I'm going to go ahead and start on the second mission.
Might as well.
But yeah, so we're starting up right after Dante busted down into this cathedral-type place and tore everything up, and you fought him.
I don't know too much about the story behind it or anything, but I watched the opening intro in the first mission, and basically he attacks this place and looks to be a big douche or anything, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about the story so far?
Well, from what I understand, Dante is just a kind of demon hunter. He's half human, half demon, and he's coming to kill this one guy. And it seems like there are some demons within residents of this like church type place. So, was Dante really being bad? I don't know. But basically, this character Nero decides to fight him because he doesn't know any better. And then Dante has to plays with him a little bit. You, the player, for a little while you go through the basic tutorial structure. And then we get to this point right here.
Why does all the characters look like Dante? Why does your character look like Dante?
I don't know.
I know they're supposed to be like sons of some like ancient demon. Is he supposed to be an heir descendant, maybe, or?
Well, I haven't beaten the game, so I can't really say. But I don't know who this guy is. Not him. The actual Nero guy. I don't know who he is in relation to Dante. I don't think he's like a relative. Otherwise, you'd think Dante would know him because he pretty much keeps up with that stuff. So I don't know.
I don't know. So what's up with his arm? Is he like a demon arm or something?
Yeah, he's basically got the little demon arm where he can do different powerful attacks with that arm alone. Just kind of amplifies his actual overall power because he's still good with the sword. He still has a gun, just like Dante and all the other things. Except now he has his arm they can use to pick up things and slam it into the ground and beat them up and call them and all kinds of stuff.
Just outright go crazy.
Indeed.
Is his sword, does it have a motor in it?
I have no idea, but I do know that you can, like, rev your sword up, basically.
Huh.
And it sounds like a motorcycle. Which, in the game, makes it more powerful, but I don't know how that would work in real life. But then again, I mean, they're also fighting demons, and...
We'll let it slide. Yeah. Whatever works and everything here.
Look at all these... Oh, where are all these assassins running from?
I mean, these guys, like... one of their limbs is a blade. I think some of their limbs are like, their feet are like blades too sometimes. They're funny looking.
Definitely.
So how's the gameplay, I guess, overall?
Pretty fun, if not just button mashing and kind of mind-numbing. You do have cool combos you can do to fight different monsters and things. You can always upgrade your combos by the money you've earned from killing other monsters. And then you basically just beat the crap out of everything and kill big giant demons and kill small demons.
Okay, so it's basically a hack and slash, right? Then it's basically button mash, hack and slash, basically.
Kind of, but there's one thing about like Devil May Cry that feels a little bit like a fighting game, because there is some strategy of how you can use your moves. Now, in these lower level enemies, you can pretty much just bash at them away and then they'll die. But some of the other characters, boss monsters, things like that, takes a little bit more finesse and kind of learning how to use your moves in the right way. Although you do get ranked on how you use your moves while you're in a fight, which we'll see where it goes all the way up from, I think, T all the way up to S. So D, C,
Good old, like, the alphabetic.
B,
yeah.
A, and then S is the best rank.
The whole kind of style of ranking and everything.
Yes, this has been a mini game.
So okay, I played a little bit. I think back of like 2 or 3, one of those games, and I never really enjoyed it that much. How difficult is this game really?
It's not too terribly difficult. I mean, some of the boss fights are pretty difficult, but as far as just running around and slicing up monsters, it's fun, but not very difficult.
It looks over the top. It looks really cool though.
Oh yeah, it's very much got like anime cutscenes.
He's using his sword as an engine to drive the guy around. That's pretty cool. That was totally ridiculous, but very cool.
He just kind of beats up everybody. He's half demon.
Okay.
What's weird is that he seems surprised about his arm, even though it's his arm.
He's had it for a while, hasn't he? Like
I would assume.
I mean, you kind of been living with it. You kind of look at it. He keeps it hidden at the beginning and everything. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he keeps hidden from himself too. Like I'm never going to use this.
Denies it. It's not actually there. Don't even worry about it. So this being a hack and slash, there's not many of these kind of games out there, is there?
No, I mean, especially not nowadays, because it's kind of become a niche audience type of thing. God of War is the one that I can say of most recently.
That's true. I mean, I did enjoy God of War, and even though it being like a combo button mashy type stuff, it was definitely very fun. And I know a lot of people say that this is the kind of the same thing. It's mashy, hack and slash, but still fun. I've just never really enjoyed the gameplay or the story-wise. Really, nothing was really there to draw me in.
For me, it's mostly been the fact that you run around and act like a badass and just chop things up and go crazy. And the gameplay for me is you level up as you... Well, you don't really level up, but you get to buy new skills as you go along, as you kill more enemies. And that's just a really fun thing to me.
Yeah, I guess it can be. I mean, what else besides God? I mean, God of War had the same kind of concept. Had different weapons, things like that. Well, their games was there... One of the older ones, like Onimusha or something like that?
Yeah, you had Onimusha, where it was Onimusha was very similar, but not so over the top. Basically, you fought off demons too. These demons that made these old weird skull monsters and whatnot, and you could go into a similar place, upgrade your skills and things like that, buy new skills, and then you just went through the story as normal as this crazy demon fighter guy. So that one was based in feudal Japan.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
This one's more of a fantasy.
I remember it being very, very dark too, like very like hopeless darkness type stuff. Like demons are everywhere, and you're doing what you can, and you're slowly making a dent in it, but it's not going very well for everybody else.
No, pretty much everything's gone to shit. But I think at the end of the first one, you defeat wait, what's his name?
Nobunaga?
Yeah.
I forget. Odu, something like that.
Oda
Nobunaga, I think it's called.
Oda, yeah.
You can correct us in the comments. I'm sure people will tell us.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. We'll totally read those.
Exactly. Well, I'll read them, but I may just kind of skim over those things because I don't live in feudal Japan.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Nor do we live in normal Japan.
Sadly, we don't live there.
Yeah.
But it'd be fun. All the crazy things that happen there, that'd be fun.
It'd be pretty fun.
I still want to go see the 1-to-1 scale Gundam.
They still have that up?
Yes, I think it's still up.
Oh, man.
I think it's like I don't know if it's a national landmark or anything, but it's still there.
I remember hearing about it on the Kojima podcast a while back. Yeah, because they actually put it up there inside of Japan, and it was I think it was around Christmas time of the year. And they were all talking about on the Kojima podcast, talking about all the Metal Gear Solid stuff, and then they went into, oh, there's a giant Gundam there.
It's there now. Go take a look at it. What did you just pick up? Like half a skull?
Yeah, skull gives me, it's like an arm power-up type of thing, from what I can tell.
Ah, okay.
So basically, it just makes me more powerful.
So I get new powers. Now, why does this church building thing have that skull just sitting out there?
Well, I have no idea. I think it's just because they're demons and like to keep their stuff in interesting places. All right, that's right. This is what this gives me right here. So I lock onto those and then press my arm button there, and it launches me.
It's like a grappling hook, but with your arm.
Yeah.
And because you're a demon or half demon, it's cooler.
My half demon arm that allows me to grapple onto things and swing, and that comes in various uses all throughout this here.
Can you grab enemies?
Yes. I can grab enemies, I can pick them up, I can slam them down, I can do all kinds of things. How about I grab one of them enemies?
You should just jump down there and go ham.
Too bad.
They won't let you do it, will they?
I'm going to try to skip over this here. That's the special mission.
Oh, secret. Okay. Like secret mission things?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, besides it just being an old style, I mean, is there a bigger reason you think as to why these style of games just aren't out there anymore? Is it just not fun anymore? Or?
Well, I think they've kind of exhausted the story on Devil May Cry. And that was even prevalent in Devil May Cry 4, really, because I don't really enjoy this character too much. It's still the basic same gameplay, but everybody wants to play as Dante. But they have exhausted that story. They've gone through multiple sets of different events that occur to him.
I mean, you don't think there could be like a new IP out there that could do the same style of hack and slash?
Well, yeah, I think that could happen, and I think that's kind of what Bayonetta tried to achieve in a lot of ways. Because if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the people that worked on that actually worked on Devil May Cry for a long time.
Awesome. I know Bayonetta was very, very popular and everyone loved it. I think they're coming out with the second one now, aren't they?
Yes, only for the Wii U, from what I can understand.
I remember people talking about, I think Bayonetta should be the next Super Smash Bros. Brawl or whatever it is, a new one. And it's like, I don't think that's actually going to happen, guys. Although I don't remember if they ever announced it or not. It may be there.
I think they did.
Is it going to be there? Wow.
I'm not sure.
Everyone's like, have you seen her moveset? Have you seen how she dresses?
Yeah, well, she's kind of crazy. Although if you watch the new Hyrule Warriors, they get a little bit skimpy in that.
That's true. That's true. I've been watching that, and that looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
I want to play. I want to go out and get that game and play it.
Yeah,
but I can't. Sadly.
It doesn't look like a whole lot better than a Dynasty Warriors game, but it does at the same time.
They, I mean, a lot of things I've noticed on it is they introduce a lot of more combo-y type stuff with it. Like, you want to wait until the enemy attacks and get like a little break meter above them and hit them then to do a better combo on them. Things like that. And I think it was Jim Sterling had a good point in that while that's nice and adds something new and some depth to the game, it does kind of slow it down. And that's not always what you want, especially in a Dynasty Warrior-esque game. You want it to move faster, be more fluid, more about the combat and huge combos and killing waves of enemies in front of you.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It was basically a big thing that contained souls.
Oh, okay.
That's about it. But I like the way the Hyrule Warriors looks. It looks like it's got a lot of the Dynasty Warriors stuff in it. You do beat the crap out of hordes of enemies, and then you have boss fights and stuff like that. And the boss fights, from what I understand, are very similar to Zelda boss fights, which would be a big improvement over the Dynasty Warriors boss fights.
Yes,
because
that's true.
The Dynasty Warrior boss fights are awful.
There you go. Doors won't open for you.
Damn door. Truthfully, this game was kind of a letdown when it first came out, and the reason being is because it's basically like a big tech demo that they decided to add enemies to, and then they changed it to where you weren't Nero anymore.
I guess, like I said, people want to play Devil May Cry again, well, it'll be Dante, because he's awesome. I mean, the opening intro scene, he's like just kicking ass and taunting this guy.
Yeah, you're playing as Nero here, and Dante is basically just having fun with you.
Yeah,
he's like
playing with you the entire time. So yeah, I can see where they had issue with it and everything. I don't know. I still think there's potential in this style of hack and slash gameplay, where you can make their legs are blades now. That's cool. Yep. But I could see like a new game, a new IP out there somewhere that could have fun with this. I mean, Darksiders. I actually really enjoyed Darksiders. They had this same style of hack and slash combo-esque gameplay. You had the kind of God of War thing going on. They introduced different weapons. You had to level up. That was actually a very fun game.
I never really played Darksiders.
I played the first one a lot. I never played the second one. Although I heard it was pretty good, and even I heard it was honestly just as fun. But the first one was really good. I liked it a lot. Some kind of gate or wheel or something?
Yes. And I gotta use my arm to activate it.
Can you just touch it to smacking it?
There we go.
Okay.
No. Just damage it with your power. My mighty arm of demons.
Have they ever talked about making a fifth one of these, or just the last one?
There's been all kinds of rumors and stuff, of course, but nobody's... Not that I know of, they haven't confirmed making a fifth one. But honestly, I don't know if I'd want them to.
True. Like I said, if they've exhausted the story to like the end, it may not be...
It would be making a game for filler content.
Basically.
And I know you love Assassin's Creed, but that's what Assassin's Creed feels like right now.
No, Assassin's Creed has got... I love Assassin's Creed. I loved, 1. I loved 2, and even a lot of the 2, like, Brotherhood and Revelations. Even they, were good in some way or form. 3, as much as I had fun playing 3, it wasn't that great. It wasn't that good. And then 4, 4 is back to having fun gameplay and interesting story, but it didn't have why I want to play Assassin's Creed games for. You weren't actually an assassin until the last, like, 3 missions of the game.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like Pirates the video game. And while that's cool, and the ship combat was cool, I want to play Assassin's Creed for the story between the Assassins and Templars. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So that's my feeling on it. I mean, granted, in 3, Connor was not a very good character. But I would wager in 4, while Edward was a lot more interesting, it would have been... I just would have enjoyed it having more Assassin versus Templar in it, rather than just the, hey, you're a pirate looking for treasure.
Would you say that you're Team Edward?
Actually, yes, I am Team Edward, actually, because that is his name. They do say Edward a couple times. Some of the ladies do. So, yeah, I'll give you that. I'm Team Edward. You heard it here first. I'm Team Edward.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Oh, God, the people are going to comment on me. Oh, what have I done?
I'm Team Ezio.
Quickly. I will... I think we're all Team Ezio.
Everybody.
I think it goes from Team Ezio and breaks off into 2 sub-factions that both aren't as good as Ezio.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Well, so, before we get too far into Team Edward here, let's move on to a different game, shall we?
What game did you have in mind?
Destiny. The game that
man.
people won't stop talking about in the news, and I guess it's rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real bad game, and people want to talk about
yeah,
it.
it's a game that's got everyone okay. I'll go back to the beginning here. All the reviews and things I've read about it, and people that talk about the game are always like, God, this game has got so many problems, or it's so frustrating to play, or it's not enough content, or too grindy. But all of them are like, you know what though? I'm addicted to it. It's fun to play. So there's something there that keeps people playing the game. The gameplay wise is probably good. You know, the gunplay set is really nice, really fluid, pretty fun and everything. It's just the way the content is, I guess. It's, like I said before, it's something like an MMO with not enough content and release, basically.
Yeah, it seems that way. But
yeah.
They do have the Destiny 1.2 patch out.
That's true. They do have that new patch coming out and everything here.
Patch that basically fixes the engrams in the game, which are the encoded items that you have to go back to the Cryptarch to decode. Yeah,
I think before where like you go up there with the legendary engram and give it to the guy, and he looks at it and he brings you back a green, and it's like, really? This is a rare legendary engram here, and you just sent me a green item back. What, are you serious? You can't be serious here. So I mean, it. As someone who plays a lot of MMOs and everything, and enjoys them, and sometimes even enjoys the grindiness of it, it still seems like you should get a legendary reward for finding that legendary engram.
I agree, but I do like what they put on the Bungie webpage about them changing this in the patch.
Oh yeah. Let me find it here real quick. The lovely quote they put at the start here was something like was it like day 6, something like that, wasn't it?
K-Day.
K-Day. I think it was like K-Day. Yeah. Here it is right here. K-Day. It's like yeah. Let me read it to you guys. K-Day 6 took the Cryptarch aside and showed him a sack of doorknobs. He decoded that mystery pretty quickly. It's like, oh, I see what you did there.
Because that's pretty much what you get. You go to the Cryptarch, decode your item, and you would get a sack full of doorknobs.
Yeah, you just get nothing basically. And it was really frustrating. I even watched other videos where people would like go and the top guy in like a strike performed excellent, like no deaths, got all the accuracy, headshots, all this stuff, would just get nothing. Did you just taunt?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I did. I'm taunting this game. Huh. Check it out. Check out my sweet taunts.
What'd you say?
Yeah, that's good. Good quip.
For some reason, when he says "What'd you say," I think of that song. What'd you say?
Man, these are
God.
good insults.
What is this game bringing back in our minds? The nostalgia that we didn't want. That's what happened here.
Exactly. Alright, so this is basically right here is one of the upgrade stations where you can buy skills and stuff. Ooh, new thing. Snatch.
What's your points you use?
You have those little souls up there that you can use, which is the
blue
purpley
thingy?
thing. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then the red you can
Blue,
use to
purple.
buy items.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here.
What's got new
Do
here?
I want anything? I don't really have that much new. And I don't really have much money to buy everything.
Get an
Right.
extend maybe or something?
Do what?
You can get an extend maybe.
I could. You mean exceed?
Exceed. I mean like that, or you can do a better combo or something.
Let's see here.
Just get a new combo.
I actually want to get shuffle.
There you go. That works.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. We're better now.
We're better.
But going back to the Destiny thing before we all got interrupted with nostalgia that we did want.
Yes.
This patch is supposed to fix and make it where the Ingrams you get will actually give you items equal in rarity, if not one step below. So it makes it worthwhile to go get those items. But that being said, there was that whole loot cave they had for a long time there. We would just go and just shoot in this cave for hours upon hours and just get a bunch of loot from the monsters that come there. And I think Bungie originally talked about it, and they eventually fixed it or patched it in so that no longer works anymore. But players have already found another loot cave already.
Oh yeah.
So it's not going to stop it. And that brings up a topic where it's like, there's always going to be a quote-unquote loot cave in these kind of games, because people will always go to the least resistance or path least resistance for grinding items.
Yeah, everybody wants to farm for items and try to see what they can find, and even if they don't go to some loot cave, they're probably going to go somewhere else. Anywhere that has a large group of enemies, that's where people will farm, because they want good items, and they don't want to have to just sit there forever to do it, even though they're going to sit there for forever and do it anyways.
Right, exactly. And it's like, even though it's very, very grindy, and people complain about being grindy, but they're kind of doing it themselves. But it's the best way to get gear. You sit there and just farm and get gear from that way. So it's something that it'll always happen in MMOs. I mean, any kind of MMO, it'll always happen. And I wonder sometimes if that's something that, knowing that truth, that people will always tend to do that, can developers design a game around that? Not like by having those spots, but can they plan ahead and say, okay, people are going to look for these cave areas, these big group areas to farm enemies? Is there a way we can spread the mobs out or make the maps different, the gameplay different, to either limit that down or to make it where a quote-unquote loot run or loot cave is a longer stretch of the game?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything you could really do, because in that type of game you need to farm in order to get the best items you can get so you can do raids and things. So if you didn't have a loot cave, if you found some way to sparse the enemies out, it wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, but that kind of thing though, if you didn't have a loot cave kind of system, but could you make it where like the dungeons and the strikes and you have lower content that you would do first before you get into like raids and things like that, and make those worthwhile to reward? Like WoW, for example, is a good. I've played a lot, and I think this MMO's been out there for so long that it's kind of thing to always compare it to. But like, they've got dungeons, for example, and you do basically the way it works. You hit max level, you do normal dungeons at first. You get gear from them, slowly build up like Justice points they call them right now. And you use that point to go buy gear or get the gear from the dungeons, go into heroic dungeons, same thing, get valor points from there or get gear from those dungeons, then go into like LFR rating or go into, flex, normal, heroic rating. There's a line of progression there. There's no real way to just sit there and farm a spawn of mobs for items. Now you kind of keep running, you basically dungeon grind they call it.
Yeah.
So could something like that, could designers always build something around that, or is it, I don't know, it's just,
I think what they need to do is just find a way to make it where you can get good gear without getting it too fast, but also make it not take forever. Like, they need
that balance there.
Maybe, like, okay, you're this certain character and you want this certain item. Maybe bump up the chances of them getting just that one item. Because rares can still sell for a whole bunch. Let me see if I got any items here.
That hurt you pretty bad there.
Yep, I may die.
Oh Lord.
But just make it to where you can get the items you need without having too much trouble. But then again, I guess that would stop people from playing the game quite as much.
Yeah, because there is that certain point where it's like, you've got to have some kind of bit of grindiness a little bit to keep people playing your game. That's kind of what MMO's based off of, the repetitive grind to get gear and get points and things like that. So, I don't know. It's always a tough, touchy subject that, it's, I don't know if it'll be the right answer or not. Oh, you died. We abandoned all hope. I have abandoned all hope already.
I already had no hope. It's okay.
So who is this guy you're fighting? Just some big demon?
He's a big demon.
That's
I think
pretty cool.
if I had beat more of the other games, I probably would know. But
Okay.
I don't know, because he's just kind of coming out.
Where are you, like in Shantytown?
Yeah, I don't even know. This is like some... I just walked out of the major city and then through a cave, and now I'm out in the hills?
Yep.
Abandoned ghost town? I don't know.
Somewhere. Just
Now he comes through this big fucking wall.
it's an obelisk, apparently.
I won't make people watch that again.
Okay. Could pass it, might as well.
I'm gonna grab him on the head.
He does look really cool, though.
Yeah, he
Well,
does.
it's really cool.
Like a giant fire demon.
Yep. I will say this game does make you feel like a badass fighting
It does.
this giant demon.
You can basically stay in the air for a really long time if you know what you're doing.
You like going to grab his head or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Notice that I can get on top of those buildings, and then he immediately just breaks them.
Just destroys him down. Nope, nope, no tall platform for you.
Oh, come on.
He actually, he didn't.
There is a pattern that you need to do to fight this guy.
Oh, okay.
He's not, this is like a Zelda boss to the extreme.
So you can't like just hack and slash at him. He's actually got moves and memorize certain
Yeah.
orders he does things, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
That's pretty nice, at least.
And if I try to grab his head too much, he'll just smack me away.
Oh, he's extinguished now. What are you doing? Just beat him up?
Yep. Pick him up and throw him into the ground.
That's cool. That's very cool.
I can also do this. And pick him up and then punch him into something. Yeah.
Nice.
Those
This,
demon
this
hunter.
game being over the top does make you feel really cool.
It does. Like I said,
That hurts.
it is very anime.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty anime style.
In what other medium do they do this in besides anime? In this game.
Good question. No, talking about like newer games that are getting ready to come out soon and everything. I'm actually looking forward to Alien Isolation. That
yes.
looks really fun. Now,
I'm looking forward to it too.
I'm not someone that enjoys scary games because I have a very good imagination and it scares the crap out of me sometimes. But I'm looking forward to that game though, because the way it's playing out, the way the previews kind of show it off, everything like that, it looks more like a fighting to survive and staying alive by hiding from these aliens that you have really no chance against. And that's actually pretty fun. Instead of just being like a terror, like, oh, we're going to jump scare you all the time kind of thing. It's more of just the act of trying to stay alive is scary. So it's pretty fun to do.
Oh god, no.
Oh man. Abandon all hope, Anthony.
I will not abandon all hope.
We can do it.
But Alien Isolation does look pretty scary. I'm pretty up for the idea. Just buy a bunch of these things.
You're hitting no most of the time. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
it's like that. It looks more, like I said, more survival based.
Yeah.
Like you're like trying to hide, move around the ship, and everything. And that's something that looks really interesting to me. I look forward to. Hopefully, it's really good because compared to the last Aliens game, this is a crap. The last one was at least. It didn't do well at all. Just poor gameplay wise. Go ahead, you get them.
getting them. Yeah, I'm excited. The new Alien Isolation game looks like it would just be fun to walk around in because you always have to worry about that alien creeping around, trying to solve puzzles or something, and just trying to survive, basically.
Yep, pretty much.
That's,
Now,
that's a big theme in games nowadays, though, is survival. And I think it's
true.
kind of what people are liking to see.
yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you see more games these days that are all about. I mean, not only just survival, but like building things and that kind of stuff. You know, just crafting, that kind of stuff. It's interesting to see where the gaming industry is going to go and everything as well in the future.
Come on.
Now, that being said, they did have that one debacle when they first announced it. They're going to have that pre-order only DLC for a while there,
Yeah.
and that was big. That was a big like red flag to a lot of people, especially the last game being pretty subpar. And I have to agree. Like it's when they release pre-order exclusives, and it's going to be something major content. Like this one, for example, was like you get to have the whole crew from the original Aliens movie be in the game. Like that being pre-order exclusive is pretty huge. Like you're making an Aliens game. That should be part of the game. Why does that need to be pre-order only DLC? Or more in general, why do I have to pay for that at all? That should be part of the game.
That's something that everybody wants to play, and nobody doesn't want to play that. Wants to play that game because it's aliens. You want to play as Sigourney Weaver. You want to talk to all those people.
Right,
That's
exactly.
Awesome.
Experience the same fear they had in the movie and everything. So I agree. And then like one of the other ones was like the Last Survivor, where it takes place at the end of the movie or something like that. And that fear one was like, why is this going to be pre-order only? That should be part of the game. That being said, though, I did read that the developers recently have made the decision to take that DLC. It's still going to be DLC, but it's no longer pre-order only. And I guess that's a nice step in the right direction, because everyone's worried that's going to make them crap compared to the last gen games. Well, comparison, I should say. But I still don't know. I mean, I feel like that's not enough. It's like this should be part of the game. I don't want a gaming industry where the focus is always on DLC. It should be, I don't know. DLC should enhance the game, not be, main part of the game.
Then again, what if that DLC was planned as a pre-order bonus and sucks, and they didn't do a good job on it at all? And then we pay later for DLC that was pre-order bonus, and it sucks.
Right, exactly. Something we're all looking forward to and everything. So, and I agree. You killed yourself already. You got some health there, it looks like.
Yep, got my vital stars this time.
Yep, you almost got him. Come on, baby. I'm still like, this looks really cool.
Yeah, he does.
The fire and everything. Oh, you got him.
There we go.
So that's like, I don't know, that's my hope with Alien, is that it's going to be a really good game. I look forward to playing it. I just hope it's going to be good, and I wish there was less DLC that is a big part of the game. Like I said, it's Alien's game. The main cast should be in the game by default.
I think you should have been Sigourney Weaver from the default. At the very beginning, just you get in there and you're Sigourney Weaver. And then I don't care that it's going to be exactly the same as the original Alien story.
Yeah.
I would like for it to be quite fun.
To be different and everything.
To have the characters
I agree.
be able to talk to people, that'd be nice.
I agree. Speaking of other games coming out soon, next week, man, Shadows of Mordor.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. I cannot wait for that game. Everyone in the reviews so far, people are saying it's amazing. I don't know. I want to play it so bad. It's like Assassin's Creed in Middle Earth with orcs, and being able to build your own orc army from within inside Mordor is just going to be amazing.
Yeah, and you just run around and kill orcs in fun ways. It looks like pretty much
stealthing around, assassinating them. And the different characters they've introduced that also live in the area, and the way you can interact with them. The beast as well. It's gonna be great. I mean, I even plan to, when that game comes out, I plan to go ahead and actually record myself playing it, and I'll upload some videos on our channel here and do like a let's play almost kind of thing of it. I think it'll be fun to show off and play.
That will be fun to play, and I can't wait to play it myself because I'm gonna take it right off your Steam list.
That's what you're gonna do. Take it from Messi. You can't take it from me. It's mine.
But yeah, it's definitely looks like a very interesting game. I want to see how that goes through. And like I said, also probably going to be doing a playthrough of that for us here. And everyone can see
how, hopefully, like I said, the reviews so far have been good. Hopefully it's as good as they say. It looks as good as they say, at least. That kind of brings an interesting point, though. You know how we're all hyped for the game.
Yeah.
We're all hyped for it and everything. And the last game that was really, really hyped up was Watch Dogs. They talked about it non-stop. It was everywhere on the internet, reviews, videos about it, everything. And Watch Dogs didn't really quite live up to the hype. And, I don't know if that was because it was overhyped too much, maybe? Or was the game just not very good? I mean, I don't know. I thought the game was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had fun with it. I mean, I think that's one of the things, though, is I didn't pay too much attention to everybody's hype around the game. And then when I came to the game, I came to it fresh, and I enjoyed it pretty well. It seemed like a pretty fun game to me. I mean, it had its problems, but it wasn't bad overall. I think one of the reasons that people thought it was quite so bad was just because they expected too much from it.
Right, exactly. And you'll see it, I forget, some director talked about it before for movies even. It works in games as well, is that the human imagination will always beat what you can create. And so it's like, when people overhype a game like that, they start thinking, you can do this and that and do all these cool things, when really it's like, sure, maybe you can do it, but it's not going to be to the level that you want. really.
No.
It's always going to be that way. You know, hype will always overshoot the game, basically.
Once you get an idea in your mind, you just kind of run with it. And if that idea isn't meeting with your expectations that they present, then you just end up upset about it.
Right, exactly. And like, but I wonder, would you still say that hype's got to be a good thing for a game?
I think it depends on how you do it, and you need to be careful not to create too much hype. Otherwise, people are going to expect way too much out of your game.
That's true. I mean, like, do you think it's something game developers could plan around, maybe?
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
they could like, you know, schedule certain release dates for different trailers, things like that, and, you know, plan their hype out. I don't know, but sometimes they can't. You know, sometimes the community might take something and run with it.
Yeah, of course.
And that's just the community's fault, I guess, sometimes when that happens.
It's like the id thing where they didn't show a trailer trying not to create hype. Then that created more hype. And it was like, well, I mean, we were trying not to do the whole hype thing, and then everybody just kind of hyped it up for us.
Right, exactly.
Because we didn't show a trailer.
Which I think it could be a good thing. The community out there is always I don't want to say tool because it sounds kind of bad, but the community is something you kind of have to plan for sometimes. They can do things that you don't always expect. So like I said, and actually on Watch Dogs I heard recently too, about a couple days ago, I think the DLC for Watch Dogs came out not too long ago. We could play as T-Bone, doing his little
Very
story.
interesting.
It does. I've played all three Watch Dogs. I plan to reinstall it here and get the DLC. I'll play it. It looks good. I mean, probably it could be more of the same. They supposed to be expanded on it, just new areas and new weapons and things like that. But yeah, it might be more of the same. But you know, like I said, I enjoyed the game. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, for a long time there, it took my place of Grand Theft Auto 4. Like, I just sit there and play Grand Theft Auto 4 as my kind of drown-out game. Like, just listen to a podcast or something and then just play it just for the sake of playing something.
4, not 5.
Yes, 4, not 5. One, I don't have 5 for PC.
That's
so
true. Do you think 4 is better than 5?
I like the driving a lot more in 4. But 5 has planes and also Trevor.
That's true. Trevor does kind of make the game pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
It fits how people think when they play the game.
If they were to put Franklin and Michael in that game, and that's it, the game would be boring as all bejesus.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to sit there and do yoga for hours on end.
Non-stop yoga.
And then have your fake wife complain at you. and your fake wife's instructor just like basically molest her while they do it.
Pretty much.
This is Grand Theft Auto. I should be able to shoot that yoga instructor because I'm a crazy person in this universe.
Are they like healing inside that ice or something?
Huh?
Are they healing inside that ice?
I don't know. I haven't really paid that much attention to it.
Huh.
I do know that they're big spiky ice monsters. How dare you?
That kind of made more point. How are you in the like ice-capped mountains now?
That's what I'm saying.
Where are you?
This is my reason for why I say this game was a tech demo that they added monsters to in players. Because the environments changed so much, but all the environments look pretty good.
I guess true, yeah. I'll give you that one.
Which, having diversity inside of your environments for your game is not a bad thing. But to this degree to where I'm literally walking out of a shanty town and then through a small cave and then I end up on the other side where it's snowy.
Yeah, like,
all of a sudden. That's kind of weird.
I mean, the world did go through an Armageddon type thing, right? Maybe everything just messed up.
Not that I saw.
I have no idea then.
What I saw, you were just in like a modern day like Italy.
I guess you could be right. They may have pushed the story a bit too far, or they may be like reaching the end of the story limit kind of thing.
Now, before you go on there, Austin, let's just say that they're not over-sexualizing women in video games. I swear by it.
What? Oh, wait a minute now. What's going to happen here? What's happening here?
See, that's a totally acceptable outfit.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, Japan makes far worse.
This is a Japanese game.
They make far worse.
Yeah, okay.
They can do far worse.
Saw a tweet from Max Scoville where they were completely topless, but you know, whatever.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole nother...
This makes me think Lady Gaga has decided to fight demons.
You're right. It's Lady Gaga. You're exactly right. That's her name now for now. This is Lady Gaga.
Yep.
She has turned her talents for good, and she has become a professional demon hunter.
Yep.
Took the hair all the way in. That's a nice butch. What is going on here? What is even happening? What is even happening?
She even gave you a little moan there halfway through the battle.
Japan.
Yep.
You're crazy.
Look at that boob jiggle.
That's how they work in real life. Yep. All right. That's what happens. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is a whole nother thing. It's like, oh, great shot. You could have helped out earlier, Nero.
You dickbag.
He's just there watching the entire time. He had that pose the entire time. That same pose. He just stood there watching with his gun out. What a jerk. I don't know. These character models sometimes like get crazy and like just totally over the top. I mean, in the end, it's an art style, and if you don't like it, don't buy the game. I do think there needs something to be done. We can get that in the future. That's a whole nother can of worms to get into.
I don't know. That's a bit much. I don't even think that lady has panties on.
Yeah, it's a bit much then. That's a bit much.
Just at least put some panties on, and then maybe like just close the shirt just a little bit. I don't know.
I know. Sometimes the imagination is sexier than what you actually see.
Exactly.
You know, the imagination you go around here. What are you even doing?
She's sticking a.
She couldn't just like normally do it. I don't even know.
No, I mean she wanted to show Nero some cleavage.
Apparently so.
Look at that. Look at that. She's not even wearing pants.
Oh my goodness. Kicking ass.
Why aren't you wearing pants, Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga, what happened to you? I mean, thank goodness you're helping humanity, but what happened?
I don't even know if she's helping humanity in this game. Because she's killing those demons, but
Couldn't the same be said nowadays? Heyo. That was pretty weak, I'm sorry. That was pretty bad.
It's a pretty bad joke. But yeah, like, I don't know if that character actually is helping or not. She seems like she's part of y'all's whole little troop, but then some of y'all's troop was demons, so... Is she good? Is she bad? Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. That whole thing's a whole can of worms we'll get into another time, probably, but... Man. Craziness.
Craziness. Told you this game is an anime.
Yeah, I agree. I'll agree with you. The power to open that. Where are you now? Some church again?
Yes, a different church type place, I guess. Cathedral.
More cathedrals. All cathedrals.
Alright, so I don't need to do anything with that thing.
You know, how long ago was it? It was weird. Doesn't be a weird transition here, but when did Notch fully sell Mojang off to Minecraft? Right? That finally happened.
He sold it all to Microsoft.
Yeah, but that finally happened. I know they were in like the talks for a while, so that finally actually went through and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much done as far as I can tell.
Yeah. And I mean, the reason I bring that up is because I thought about something interesting not too long ago, and I heard a couple people talk about it, and the fact that, you know, we're seeing a lot of these quote-unquote indie developers, like Notch, you know, a couple other people out there that will sell their company off when they get big. They make it, basically. And a lot of them always give the reason that they don't want to be in the spotlight. They didn't want to be with the community as big as they were, that kind of stuff. They just enjoy making these small type games and everything. And I guess the question is like, you know, is the community just being dicks to them?
It's very possible.
Is it just the internet being dicks, or I don't know? And that kind of goes into later on. You know, who was it not too long ago? Was it? It was Ken Levine shut down Irrational Games to make BioShock, right? Mm-hmm. And he did it to go into you make a smaller team, have a smaller company, to focus more on I think he said like smaller, more replayable games, stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, I wonder sometimes, a lot of people seem to be doing that every once in a while. And is there something we don't know about it? You know, do smaller dev teams make better games?
Well, it's easier to spread your creative vision across a smaller team and keep everything in line. Like, when you go into a bigger team, you can't quite, as a creative director or as a person actually designing the game, you can't illustrate your points to such a large team because you have such a large team. When you're 5 guys working in the same room, you can see each other's screens all day. You can see what's going on. It's pretty easy to, you know, see what the kind of everybody's going for. When there's 90 people in your studio, or 100 people, or 200 people, it's pretty difficult to discern where everybody's going because there are so many people. Now, while more people is more efficient, you can get more done over time. It doesn't necessarily mean the game's going to be better overall. It might actually start to lack because of it.
Yeah. I mean, like, my always like idea would be, okay, so yeah, there is that certain level where you reach that as you have fewer people, like you said, so you can get your creative ideas across to less people, looking for the same page easier, and instead of being in the same room together, doesn't make it easier to communicate and show and share ideas and that kind of stuff. But I would still think that a bigger group of developers would overall produce the same quality game, if not better, but at least faster. And I wonder, is it something in the way development works that it's just not using it properly? Am I just crazy, maybe? I mean, it's one of those things I always thought about where if, like, take Skyrim, for example. They have about, 100-man team, 120-man team, something like that. And they make these awesome games, like Bethesda with, Skyrim, Fallout. Now, granted, the games are huge, massive RPGs with great stories. The combat, a lot of times, is watered down, same with crafting and, gathering, that kind of stuff and everything. But they're still very fun games. Could a small team make that same type game as Skyrim?
I think if they had enough time, it would be just as easy to make it. But then again, it's hard to quantify that amount of time it would take to do that. Because at Bethesda, you have tons of people working on the thing. But then again, like I was saying earlier, it really depends on who's leading the team, though. Because some people can get hundreds of people to work together and do everything properly, whereas other people cannot. And it's not an easy thing to do. So, I mean, it really, like I said, it just depends.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like, you have someone who's really good at conveying their idea and leading other people around. That sounds bad, but leading other people and getting them to see the same vision that he sees in his head. That definitely would help a lot and be a good characteristic for a leader.
Yeah.
Characteristic, if I said that right. I don't know. Like I said, I still feel like I guess what you said before. Give it enough time. I guess is what it boils down to is time. When you need to make something quick, you need more people to do things so it gets out faster.
Yeah.
So perhaps at that point, is it something maybe where maybe the industry as a whole needs to take a step back? We're constantly seeing games that have like day one patches or day one DLC and things like that, or fixes, the games that come out that have major bugs that need to be fixed right away, that kind of stuff. Is that the problem, maybe? Maybe people are trying to rush things too much?
Oh, of course. Publishers want to push out the games as fast as they can,
Yeah.
so they can make as much money as possible. I mean, new Call of Duty comes out every year.
Yeah, that's very true. So yeah, maybe as a whole, the industry should just take a step back and slow down if that would ever actually happen. I don't know if it will or not.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
And then there would be people who would complain that they didn't release it. Like, if Call of Duty were to suddenly say, or Activision would suddenly say, hey, let's take a couple of years and make a really good Call of Duty instead of putting it out every year, there'd be Call of Duty fans complaining, most likely.
Yeah, which always sucks, because don't you understand what they're doing for you? They're making a better game, and quality takes time,
Yeah, but then again, Call of Duty nowadays has become more of like a casual type game for people to just sit down and just play rather than putting in any real investment.
That's true.
So, to them, there's no real need to add too many features. They just want something to sit down and play
And have slide multiplayer. That
but
kind
you'd
of
think
stuff.
they wouldn't want to be paying $60 every year for the same thing.
Basically, like even the new Call of Duty Future Warfare. I mean, even though it looks different and looks kind of cool and a little better, I mean, I watched the video one time and I was like, these are the same exact animations from all the other Call of Duty games. It's literally the same thing. Quite literally, they just strapped more bolts onto the characters. They just put more rods and doodads and thingamajigs on them. And all of a sudden, now they're future soldiers. Woo! Fancy.
Yeah, with, what was it? They had the exosuits that they were wearing.
Yeah, exactly. It literally just like the same running animation, same everything. So yeah, I don't know. I still hope for one day maybe we'll see a slowed down industry that produces overall better games in general. We'll have to see. Yep. Fell off.
Yeah, it did fall.
You fight these guys each time?
Do it.
You fight these guys over each time?
It would appear so.
That sucks.
It does kind of suck.
Huh.
But the combat in this game is fun, and like I said, this is another one of the games that it's kind of like a podcast type game where you just put it on with the podcast and you just play it. Because you can just sit here and mash buttons pretty much.
Yeah, listen to it. No.
You don't have to. There is some amount of strategy to it, but you don't really have to worry about it that much.
Yeah. Those games can be fun. I remember playing, God of War. I loved that one. I think I never played like 2 and I loved what I played. But they were It was fun just to mash away and feel like a badass killing just waves of enemies. What about Dynasty Warriors?
Right. Right. Waffling.
Yep.
We talk about topics.
Well, I want to see you kill these guys. Also, I want to see you get past these guys too, and get past the dungeon.
Maybe. That might happen. Could not happen. This could be another however many minutes of us murdering demons.
Just watching you slowly get through this list here.
Yep.
Well, I did hear news about Yog's Ventures. That whole debacle going on now. Apparently, the group that took over, I guess it was the company that was making it.
Yeah.
Basically
what was it? Tug, I think.
Well, they're making Tug now. Is the game that they're making now, basically.
Oh, okay.
And I know when Yog's Ventures got canceled, they basically took all the art assets and everything and gave them to the people that are making Tug.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the game that people who backed Yog's Ventures are going to get now. But I don't know. I guess the company laid people off with it. Oh man, we'll get through it eventually, Anthony. Don't worry.
Maybe.
just maybe. Keep trying here.
Should not have put this on Devil Hunter. I just went the easy mode. This might be hard for all I know. I don't know.
Yeah, I have never played the game, so I wouldn't know or anything.
I have. I don't want to see
That whole, apparently too, with the news as well about Yog's Ventures, they laid off people from the company, and at point now the backer rewards are going to get delayed for I think it's a year, something like that, was it?
somewhere in there.
Yeah, and that's a whole just man.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's going from it went from like, well, I kind of understand, you know, they had problems, to man, this is not looking good for people who back this game. And is that just an inherent risk with Kickstarters?
I think so, but also don't claim to do something if you can't do it, because that's what it seems like the first people were doing. They were like, "Oh, we're this professional team."
Yeah.
They're probably just a bunch of
Quote-unquote
indie game developers
professionals, yeah.
who didn't really understand the scope of what they were getting into.
Right, exactly. There's things that like Kickstarter themselves can do to help against that kind of stuff.
Well, they've actually changed their policy recently. I forget what it exactly says, but basically it makes it to where people can't do stuff like that.
Well, that's good at least. More protection for the buyer and everything.
Oh no!
That camera
That was
angle.
bullshit.
That camera angle really is what kills you.
Kind of.
This has like fixed camera, doesn't it, for these areas?
Some areas do, some areas don't.
That's really annoying here.
Indeed it is.
Yeah.
Perhaps this was not the best game to pick.
Nah, it's fun. It's good. Good
fun.
hack and slash. Go there. Use an item to pick yourself up. I guess I remember hearing about this, and I kind of like face palmed when I heard this. But Activision, I should say, is making a Duck Dynasty game. Oh man, the game you never realized that you actually wanted. It's being made.
Yep, it's a game where you get to drink beer, be racist, and hunt things.
And hunt ducks. Get this, hunt ducks.
Oh man,
That's like, I mean, let's gloss over the fact that Duck Hunter was out however many years ago at this point. No, we got a new one now. How awesome would it be? Oh, actually awesome. How hilarious would it be if this game just ends up being Duck Hunter? New graphics?
Yeah,
with a quote-unquote story.
Yeah, it's got a new dog on there, and then you get to pick which Duck Dynasty character you are, and then you just hunt ducks.
But this time you can't shoot the dog, which would be sad.
No, you can't. Here's the thing: you can not only shoot the dog, but you can make the dogs fight. Because I'm just presuming that they're awful people and fight animals.
Wow. Okay, we just went from like serious, like super like comical serious to like really negative. Wow.
Fucking thing.
Give it one more try. Let's do one more try. And if you can't make it, we'll end it off here.
Well,
before you go crazy with rage at this game and the camera angles.
Going fucking crazy.
Overall, though, to distract you more, because I want to see you fail one more time. You know, would you recommend this game to people?
Yeah, it's fun. Hey, I've fought. That's the thing about this. Is I've fought these guys like 6 times now.
Something like that.
I'm still having fun just mashing my buttons and just murdering things.
Exactly. Like I said, a podcast type game where you can put on something in the background to listen to while you play and everything.
And also, I can do this to them.
Taunting them. That poor guy. He just needs help. You cut his leg off. You had to put a sword on it. He just wants help.
How's that for help?
That's not bad. Not bad at all.
I'll help this guy with some sword in his butt.
There you go. They're getting some combo going on. There you go.
It's a lot easier to play this game and not talk. Oh wait, talk.
What?
Wait, not talk and play this game. Yes.
Words, English. That's most games though, in anything, right?
Yeah, it's most games.
Most games in general, really.
Praise to the Giant
Yeah.
Bomb guys for figuring out some magic power to do that.
I just
Without
want to practice.
Stuttering or anything.
We'll practice. Let us know in the comments what we can do to be better, but we'll practice. We want to provide quality, quote unquote, entertainment for you guys.
This is really why this part sucks. You don't really know what to go here, or what to do. You know to grab these little things and move along, but after that point, that's about it.
And then the camera change like that. It's freaking scary as hell when the camera changes like that.
Indeed.
And this thing has to freaking move. Now we're just beating the crap out of this game. We thought it was fun. Now we're like, this game sucks. The camera sucks.
Oh no!
Oh no. Well,
look, the thing literally disappeared. I'm probably doing something wrong. Y'all can shout about it in the comments and let me know.
Let Anthony know what he's doing wrong, and we'll make sure to tell him and everything about it. Well, as you kill these guys off here, we'll go ahead and start wrapping it up. Well, this has been the first episode of Ramble Over. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Let us know what we can do to improve and make this better overall. Like we said, we want it to be a show where we, play a game we find interesting, talk about it, give you some of our points of view on the game, and just talking about news in general and giving our thoughts on everything that's going on in the industry out there.
Indeed.
Yeah. Let us know if you like it. Give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Let us know in the comments what you think, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.